What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 16 of Overthinking Media. I'm your host today, Michael, joined by Harry and John.
Hello.
How are we all?
Dark. It's dark. You can put a light on.
There we go.
Great.
Curtains are open.
Fantastic. Thank you. Very good.
Good.
Okay. This week's main topic, we're going to be discussing the next console generation. So PS5, Xbox 2 apparently, Nintendo Switch 2.0.
Is it Xbox Scarlet?
I think Scarlet's the...
Was Scorpio the last one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like their sort of...
Scorpio's Xbox One X.
keyword, isn't it?
Scorpio.
Yeah.
And I can't remember.
I've heard more about PlayStation 5 than I've heard about Xbox.
I've heard about Xbox Scarlet, but I don't know anything about them really. All I know is that they've got... The code names are now floating around, but there's no kind of information that I've seen on what they are or what they're going to look like.
I think the PlayStation exclusive developers, have been told to work towards the PlayStation 5.
All their first party developers.
All their first party have been told to work on PlayStation 5. I'm going to say settings, specifications, settings now, than focus on the PlayStation 4. But I actually don't know what the next gen's going to have that this one doesn't, apart from better graphics.
It just run better. I mean, what was the point behind Xbox saying, "Oh, we're going to have one console now that we're just going to release an upgrade for every so often, and everything will run on it"?
Well,
and now we're back to this generation stuff probably because of the casuals.
Well, no, Xbox have said that, but then Xbox have released how many different versions of their console?
Yeah, which is good.
Which is good.
Yeah, just update the console, but everything runs on it. Everything's the same. But this is the problem the Wii U had. They did the Wii, and then Nintendo made the mistake of calling the next Wii the Wii U, and nobody bought the Wii U because they thought, "Oh, I've got a Wii."
Yeah.
So because no one did the research before they bought it, no one knew that the Wii U was a second, the next Wii. I think they may be worried that if they just keep releasing upgraded Xbox Ones, not so many people will buy them because it doesn't say Xbox, 2.
Well, I can definitely see the difference. See him on Mike's Xbox One X on his 4K TV to my Xbox. Just on Red Dead, I went round his, and you were going through the swamp
in Red Dead, yeah.
Yeah, and his game literally looked like he was going through a swamp, whereas mine, you could still tell
you were playing a game.
It's very, very pretty, and it's very, very well done, but I was still playing a game. Like, you had what they call God beams, with the light that comes through...
The God beams.
The God beams.
Go on.
Well, it's light that comes through clouds and looks like beams of light.
Rays of light.
Rays of light.
I know what you mean by God beams.
But you could just see that in his... Mike's TV, and I'm assuming that that's probably the same for Resident Evil and everything that's been playing recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think my telly is just, because it's a new telly, it's got 4K HDR, so I think because I got the PlayStation Slim after you got yours, John. I
don't think I've got a PlayStation Slim.
Oh, have you got the normal PlayStation?
I don't know.
4 this is, obviously. I think you've got the Slim.
I think I've got the Slim.
But I think with that, it's got a capability in it that it detects a HDR signal from my telly. So it makes... So if you remember, it made my Horizon a little bit better looking than yours.
Yeah, the Horizon Zero Dawn anyway was a near perfect game in regards to looks.
And I'm only assuming that the PS4 Pro would have looked even better.
Yeah. Well, I think when Lucy was looking to get yours, she asked about the PlayStation Pro, and I was like, well, I don't know what... Apart from it being 4K ready, and I was like, I don't know the difference. And at that time, you didn't have your 4K TV, because that's... You didn't have it last...
He did.
Did he?
Yeah, I got it last year, didn't I?
Because you're talking about a Christmas present. Spider-Man came out before Christmas, and he had it for...
No, he had PlayStation before Spider-Man. He had his PlayStation before.
Obviously, because he'd have to have a PlayStation before Spider-Man to be able to play fucking Spider-Man.
Or to even think about buying.
Jesus. No, the TV he had before Christmas because I saw him playing Spider-Man on the TV.
Yes. Well, he did send. Yeah, it did look very, very pretty on that as well. Yeah.
What does this have to do with the new consoles, John? Where are you going with this?
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with the new consoles.
I think it's more of a graphics thing, what John's getting at. I think that there's so many iterations now. I think the PlayStation 5 is needed because it's clearly been graphically blown out of the water by the X. However, it's obviously won the generation due to its exclusivity, which are amazing.
Yeah.
So that they've won this generation, but I think graphically, I think the PlayStation 5 is going to be an Xbox X sort of on par console, if not a little bit more powerful, maybe. I don't know how it would be. I think the rumours is that they've took a little bit of a hit on the X, but they've got the money to do so. Microsoft, but
yeah,
I think the Xbox is going to do this cloud thing that they said they were going to do this generation.
Yeah.
But that's if it can do it, because I don't know if it can be stable enough to run 4K content through an internet connection beautifully.
No, well, I think you still will need a device to download it onto, because we were talking about it earlier today with just this sheer catalogue of games. I was like, I don't know what to play, but they're all there for me to download and play, and I don't own physical copies of many games now, going back to one of our first podcasts, but I don't know where we go unless it's all going to be focused on virtual reality.
I mean, it could be that the current Xbox consoles are able to pre-download some of the lighter stuff, so that it's not streaming all of it in 4K over the internet, but some of the
cinematics,
some of the processing stuff is done by the current gen console, and then it streams the rest of the game that it needs to. So it's not streaming the entire game over the internet. You'll still need an Xbox console to do some of the legwork, and it might work that way.
Which one will you get?
What do you mean? Which one will I get?
Which of the next gen? Which one would you get straight off?
Fucking Xbox.
Xbox.
That's where all of my games are. That's where I bought all of my games.
He's probably got the same. Mike's got the same thinking as me. PlayStation, quite clearly, when it came to single-player games, wiped the floor with Xbox.
This year, yes.
The last two. May even go 3.
How many fantastic multiplayer experiences?
Well, this is the thing: the social elements that service that Xbox provides compares to PlayStation.
And how many hours have you put into single player games on PlayStation compared to multiplayer games on Xbox in a year?
Well, the single player games I've got on PlayStation was like all the Uncharted, all Horizon Zero Dawn, all complete 100% mate completed it. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then I played Kingdom Hearts 1, and I'm halfway through Kingdom Hearts 1.5 or whatever it's called to play Kingdom Hearts 2, and I'm going to get Kingdom Hearts 3 on PlayStation because I just want to have it all on the same console. If they were to back catalogue it on Xbox, which they're never going to port it over.
Oh no, they probably will eventually. Because you think about how many people we know in our lifetime who have, particularly last generation, they went, "Oh, I'm going to make the jump to PlayStation this generation." They did, and then a year later, they're like, "Oh man, I don't get to play games with anyone anymore because they don't do." Viper, Evo, they both did it.
They're still on PlayStation though.
I know they're still on PlayStation, but they don't have people to play with.
You don't know, we don't. But I would say I found PlayStation 3 very hard, which is why I jumped to Xbox. PlayStation 3 social, just joining a party, couldn't seem to play a part, be in a party if you were in a separate game, whereas Mike was on Dark Souls Remastered today and I was on Dragon Ball Fighters Z. And we were just having a conversation about stuff, but it was like there was no issues or anything with it.
I'll end up getting both consoles anyway, so it's not like an issue. But I'll get Xbox first because that's where all my shit is. That's where all my games are. That's where Game Pass is. So it's just money saved right there, and that money will go in towards PlayStation, whatever the next one is.
I think Mike will probably get Xbox as well.
Yeah, so I'm at a bit of a sort of, I don't know. It's a bit of a odd one for me at the moment. So I obviously love my Xbox. It's my home console. It's where I play all my third-party games and no first-party games from Xbox at the moment, really. I mean, obviously this year we've got like the new Halo, potentially, we don't know yet, but there's a big hum that apparently they're going to drop it at E3 this year because they're going to control E3.
I am looking forward. When's E3?
June. So you've got like another Gears, obviously, and
Gears 5.
Forza.
Well, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so
that's Xbox One though.
Yeah, they are, but I think it's going to take them a good 5+ years to start rolling out something that's on par with God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon, and I think I will get in it. I'll have the Xbox. I think what's going to happen is whatever they release next, I'll just hang on with that Xbox X as long as I need to.
Yeah.
That'll be my main console. But I think I am going to buy the PS5 on launch just to play, which I think is going to come God of War 2, Bloodborne 2, Horizon 2. I mean, just those 3 games. The Death Stranding is going to be on there. Backwards compatibility, they're crying out for it. If Sony don't do that on this console,
they've said that's one of the things that the PlayStation 5 is going to have.
It has to.
Xbox backwards. Xbox backwards. You know what I mean? Backwards compatibility.
So I'll buy them all. I don't mean not throwing money at it. I will be buying mostly. There's so many exclusives on all. I'm not going to be getting this new Nintendo Switch they're talking about, which is like a smaller.
Why would you want a smaller one?
I don't know. I thought it would be a bigger one, bigger battery. But they're on apparently the rumours that it's going to be smaller and more compact and more travel effective. I don't know.
It's pretty travel effective.
I know.
One of my mates at work brought his Switch to work to show us the games like Pokemon Let's Go and that and Mario to work, and all he did was pull it out of his bag, little Switch carrier. Obviously, you don't have to bring the whole compartment, just the tablet, and no issues. His game was there straight away.
And I've got that just for the first parties that come, like the Metroid, which it's going to be a way off yet, but
they've
Is it definitely a thing?
They've gone back and scrapped it and then started again,
which is great. But they've also they've done the Metroid trilogy. It's done, but they're not releasing it because their plan was to give an announcement and a release date for Metroid 4, and then a couple of months before that release the Metroid trilogy. So then you could get hyped up with that, play through that, then drop onto 4 when 4. But they're going to hold all that back now. So presumably that we're not going to see that for years to come because it depends how fast they can turn around Metroid 4 from zero.
I love the Switch, like some of the games that have come out on the Switch. But I've always been the case that I've not. The last Nintendo console I bought was an N64.
Yeah.
No, my mum bought a Wii.
I bought a GameCube.
My mum bought a Wii, which I played occasionally on. I think I had GoldenEye remastered on the Wii.
I remember playing that. That was awful.
It was awful. Absolutely ruined.
Is that with the Daniel Craig?
They reskinned they reported and reskinned the original GoldenEye.
And it was awful. It didn't play well at all.
It was because it was a port of something. I believe it was like a PC version, or it was an Xbox version, or it was a port or something like that. But it was terrible.
Yeah,
he tried to turn it into Call of Duty.
See, for me, the Switch, like we were saying the other day, the Zeldas and the Marios are what I go there for, and anything else that another Zelda, whatever. But I'm looking forward. It's all like the Metroidvanias, side-scrolling games like Hollow Knight on there, and I've got Axiom Verge, and that console is so good to just sit in bed at night time and just play that sort of content. And then obviously Smash, we love that all together.
I always like an Xbox and PlayStation are consoles that you can I always see as you don't actually have to play with people. You can have the consoles and play. And for some reason, the Switch is always the family party console. Like Smash Brothers. Example, you go round and you play Smash. Whereas Mario Party, the new ones, really fun. I played that with Andrew, and it's just they seem to make
Andrew's
games.
Our friend at Fairly Geeky, by the way.
Yeah,
sorry,
who's just got an Xbox, so he's been converted. But it's like I think the Switch should be their last console for at least another 5 years. I don't think they should release another console.
Well, they're going to release better battery life and probably a small. They're going to release iterations like they did with the 3DS.
I can understand that. Like the 3DS is still a thing. Like they still release stuff, not as often as they had, and obviously they went to the 2DS, which was kind of like an Etch-a-Sketch. It looked like an Etch-a-Sketch.
It was a DS that didn't close.
Yeah,
it was alright.
That just seemed dangerous to me.
It was fine. It wasn't. It did look silly because well, the DS closes and that protects the screen. This one doesn't. But then when you've got one, you're like, oh no, the screen's inset far enough that if you dropped it, it's not going to wreck the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what you said there about the multiplayer stuff, I mean, I get that when we're all playing Smash together, but I still love to play Zelda. I put 120 hours into Zelda on my own.
I would love to... The Switch's pull to me would be essentially the portable element. I would love to go and take my PlayStation. Well, I could my PlayStation and go and play in bed, but I can't. But your Switch, you can.
Oh no, Xbox you can.
Actually... Yeah, Xbox you can do it. You can on your laptop.
You can stream it over your laptop. Because that's what I do. I stream my Xbox to my laptop in bed.
I finally went into the world of my laptop the other day because obviously I only got it at Christmas and I've started. But I invited Mike to a party because I had my headset and my Xbox controller, and I was like, "This is amazing!" And Mike's like, "Wait, you're not sat at your TV?" I went, "No, I'm playing a dinosaur."
This is where Microsoft are gonna start to dominate soon because this is what they tried to do with the glass, the smart glass and stuff that they tried to implement a few years ago. They've got pretty much, I mean, I know there's a lot of Mac people out there, but they've got a PC or a laptop in every household on the planet, pretty much, other than MacBooks.
So they've changed. So Microsoft Game Studios has now changed to Xbox Game Studios.
Yeah.
So there's going to be no differentiation if you're playing Xbox on an Xbox console or you're playing games on a laptop. If you're playing games on a laptop, it's still classed as playing on Xbox now.
Yeah.
When I've been doing the Arc stuff, it's been recognising my laptop as my Xbox. It's been a seamless.
Apart from when you sign in.
Oh yeah, but that's because I'm trying to diddle the Game Pass and only pay for the game once. It's causing a bit of a sign-in.
Well, no, you got the family share.
Oh, that's what I've had to do.
Like me and Kate have the family share.
What happened was, because I had to be signed in on my personal profile on my laptop and my secondary profile on my Xbox, and then I tried to get my phone out to use, because you can type signs. So I tried to use my phone because I didn't want to keep using the Xbox keypad. So I was trying to use my phone, and my phone signed me in on my proper profile on my Xbox, and then kicked us all out of the game.
Yeah.
So the only problem I get that that's all great, and you're streaming it through your. But this is where the next step would be if they could do all that through this cloud.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you wouldn't need a 4K Xbox console in your living room to then stream it through to your. You know what I'm saying? If it comes from like this, if they do this, if they put the money in the investment, and they will kill it.
Skynet though. Skynet.
No, I know it is, but they need the first party exclusives as well, which I don't think are going to come for a while. But yeah, you're right. Coming on to this next generation, for me, like I'm going to get a PlayStation 5 probably. If that releases with like God of War 2 or Death Stranding and
I reckon we'll find out. We'll find out at E3 this year.
Well, they're not going to be there, but they're going to be at their.
I meant that weekend.
Who's not at E3 this year?
Sony.
Sony.
They're doing something like this is a cycle that happens with E3 where everyone breaks away from it. They did E3 and it got really big. Everyone broke away from E3, did their own press conferences, and then everyone started coming back to E3. E3's got really big again, and now everyone's breaking off again. It's just this cycle.
See, I can't see playing. There's nothing. I've got some of my old friends that I've started talking to again. I've added a few of them on PlayStation, but I don't want to go on PlayStation. To go and play Days Gone in April, I said to my old mate Jason, who's a good old friend of mine, I said, I'll jump on and play Days Gone, and then I'll be in a party with you and have a chat. But once Days Gone's done, I'm never going to be picking up that again until another. And then because I'd rather.
Which one's Days Gone?
It's that zombie one from 2 years ago at E3.
Oh,
where
okay.
It looked
the
like
one that looks terrifying.
It looked like World War Z kind of style of like a tidal wave of zombies.
It's like a multiplayer.
No. But what I'm saying is that because one of my big things is like today, I love to play single player games and then be in a party with one of you, and just chat shit. You know, like me and you did the other week, and me and Harry spent all day. Was it the day? It was the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't realise it was you two. I thought it was because you go in sometimes. Kev sometimes shows up as anonymous. And it's like, oh, he's playing PUBG. He must be with Kev. And then it turns out it's my brother.
Yeah. But so I'm looking forward to it. But I'm going to get every console. I don't think Xbox. I think people are rushing ahead and thinking Xbox are going to bring a new console out.
I don't want them to.
No, I don't want them to. I want them to carry on with this. Everything about Xbox and Microsoft now is like the way they're thinking is the correct way to think. Bringing out another PlayStation 5 is the old way of doing things. Just a new generation of console. Here's all the games for it. Buy our new one, spend all this money and do the exact same repeat process. Xbox are trying to break out of that and run a service that everyone can get involved in some way, shape or form. Whether you have an Xbox and you buy loads of games on launch or you are a bit more casual and have Game Pass. There's a way for everyone to get involved in Xbox, and they need to do that with the next iteration of the hardware.
Yeah, PlayStation doesn't. Like, PlayStation does have PlayStation Plus. It has sort of caught on to the games with gold thing, and it releases some good games, but it still doesn't have this Xbox Game Pass service, which I've like Shadow of Tomb Raider, for example. You guys bought that full price 6 months ago. I just downloaded it on my console today, which I'll probably play tonight.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
But
particularly as you didn't pay for it.
It's particularly I didn't pay for it. But like Crackdown 3 is being released.
Oh crap! Wait, no, that's like tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Valentine's Day.
There's my Wednesday then.
Yeah. So, PlayStation doesn't have that service, but does PlayStation have like a voice recognition system? Like we've got Cortana.
I don't know.
No, but at the same time, does Xbox?
Well, no. I use it to turn the TV down, like Cortana volume down. But the next gen is going to be a war between Alexa and Cortana, and you have to choose which side you're on.
What, and Siri?
Siri, yes. The cyber uprising.
Siri will completely lose that one.
I think what Xbox could do is if they got in with Amazon as well, that would be another massive thing for them. Like fuck Cortana off and have Alexa in your Xbox.
Well, you can have Alexa tied to your Xbox, can't you? You're the only one that I know that.
You can have Alexa tied to anything that connects to your Wi-Fi. It's just the setup for it is a bit
of a pain.
Yeah, it's not just like you have Alexa and she connects to everything. You need a particular hub device and all sorts.
Have you seen people have been posting because you can have Alexa do like red alert? I know of that.
I sent you a video of me a year ago doing that, yeah.
Oh, okay. But no, like your floor lights go flashing red and everything. So obviously there's people that have it connected to the lights.
Yeah, those Hue light bulbs where you can...
Yeah, I've seen them because you've got Hive. And
I've got the Hive for my heating, but I've also just bought the Fire Stick for the bedroom and the living room because we're getting rid of the Virgin TV and just having the internet. I know we're segueing quite a bit here, and I'm going to basically... I don't really want to, but I'm going to start to probably buy some smart lights and just... They're not that expensive. Just buy one or two of it.
I'm absolutely going to... When I'm able to, I'm going to...
just imagine Mike with it, though.
My house is going to be completely automated by my voice when I get my...
I've just got this image of, like, Lucy sat there waiting for Mike to come home and all the lights go out and then all the lights just come on as he goes through the door. Honey, I'm home!
He's going to biologically code the house to only work when he's there.
Yeah. So why have all the lights gone out? And it's like...
I'm not in.
My arrival, and it just as he walks in, the lights just come on.
I'm really looking forward to getting it all set up. I need to buy an Alexa and all that, but that's for this year. That's 2009.
Well, that's what that's something the next gen consoles will probably have integrated into them. They will have the house, like Hive will be an app on your Xbox eventually. I always assume.
Xbox will still stick with Cortana. I reckon they'll still try and get that running. Yeah. PlayStation might do their own. Sony.
What would PlayStations be called?
I have no idea.
I'm just trying to think. Does a PlayStation game had an AI system that? Because obviously Cortana from Xbox, Halo.
It'd just be classed as ripping off Xbox, then, wouldn't it?
Just one more thing as well about the PlayStation Online, which I'm not interested in going down. But the thing is, when Death Stranding comes out, that apparently has got major online elements that you need to be able to access in order to. Play the game.
How do you know? Because I know nothing. No one knows anything about this fucking game.
No, I do. I follow.
Apparently, it's a miracle of a game.
Yeah.
Like Norman Reedus has said, like, I can't tell you anything about the game, but it's really incredible what we're doing. But I don't know what we've done. And I'm like,
who's the director for King Kong? Their friend. He's friends with Hideo Kojima. The latest King Kong.
With Samuel L. Jackson in.
Yeah.
Kong's got oh god,
no. Him with the long beard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jackson.
He played it last week. And he says we're not ready for it. Apparently, like hyping up what you've just said, but times 20.
That's the only game I'm tempted to get like a cheap PlayStation 4 for, like a really like low down second hand
one. And just pay for like a month online, just so you can.
You can get the trial. I'm sure you can get a 14-day trial. But you've just got 14 days to do it.
That's what I mean. I'm hoping that you can just complete the game and that's it, and it's not going to be one of these things that I want to jump back into just to do my online bits and bars. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah. I think they're going to come. I think the PS5 is definitely going to happen. I think the Xbox are going to hold back slightly. They're going to bring this cloud thing in. And then I think the Switch is going to bring certain iterations.
Well, the Switch and Xbox Lives are going to be coming onto the Switch.
Yeah, but it's not. It's just like you can sign in on your phone. It's nothing. But it's still in that space of Nintendo, which is something that's just you never thought would happen. Ever.
Yeah, where you can sign like that would be. Oh, I've just signed into my Xbox on my PlayStation.
Yeah,
that's obviously something you can't imagine
but
happening.
It's things
but
like Fortnite and Rocket League where that's going to come into its own because you can essentially sign into your Xbox Live on your Switch and play Rocket League as you would be. So really, you've got Rocket League in bed on Xbox Live.
That would be dangerous.
Cross play is going to be the next generation is going to be the big, has to happen. PlayStation have to do backwards compatible. All three companies, everyone needs to be able to do cross play on everything.
So they can all compete. We can all compete. We can all go, right, let's go on and keep PlayStation.
Yeah, so essentially people won't buy. I know why they haven't done it because people would people would still want to buy our console to play. Mm-hmm. But again, if you've got the crossplay, then your console is their sole console.
Yeah, and that's where Xbox have kind of got it right with we're trying to have the best service so that when everything does go crossplay, our experience is the better experience over PlayStation.
And it's all there, isn't it?
3 games, I think, that are crossplay now on Xbox. Rocket League,
Xbox
Fortnite.
they just need those. All they need is
Minecraft.
those. They need those.
Minecraft,
those exclusives. They need those really good exclusives.
But this is where they ain't going to happen. For Halo will be the first one.
No,
Halo Infinite.
I think Halo Infinite's going to be an absolute waste of time.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really?
I think, and Gears 5 as well. I think
you didn't enjoy last Halo though, did you?
No, Halo 5, no.
Yeah, the story was the multiplayer was amazing.
Multiplayer was fine, but we didn't really get a chance to play a lot of it. I think what Xbox need is they need a brand new IP. They need a brand new game that's going to wipe the floor with everything.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you about. Like, we're going to get Forza, we're going to get Gears, we're going to get Halo, but we need.
It's more of the same.
Yeah,
that's the thing about the exclusives. They're great, they're good games, but it's more of the same.
Yeah.
Speaking of more of the same, what games just battle royale mode, Apex Legends, which is another. It nees to stop. But obviously, you really liking this battle royale, which is only going to encourage people to make more battle royale games.
The conversation. So I had a look at the review thread on Reddit for all of the reviews for Apex Legends, and all of the reviews are 8 to 9s out of 10. They're all they're all saying that this game is now the most polished iteration of this type of game mode you can have. The microtransactions are perfect and fine. They're not too expensive. The grind is fine. The game is polished. It doesn't crash. Everything's fluid and it's all balanced. Stop making these games now. Do you know what I mean?
I think they need to stop them. Fortnite, all 3 of us don't like Fortnite.
Nope.
We've all 3 of us agreed that Mike is really big on PUBG, and I like playing PUBG for the realism element.
That's why I play. And it's the gunplay.
Or the one thing.
It's very tough to play.
The one thing I will say that is a little bit hard on the PUBG is I still don't know. I don't think I've still picked up every single gun, so I don't know which are the best guns in the game. I only go from Mike telling me that's an okay gun, that's an okay gun, but it's never that's a decking beast gun because that's normally saved for the crate weapons, which again I've only ever got a crate weapon 2 or 3 times.
I did steal one from you.
You did steal one from me. But I do the loot stuff anyway, so
that's why I hate playing Apex Legends with you little bastard. Because I'll see you.
I find it and I share it.
No.
So let's segue onto what are we playing?
Apex Legends.
Carry on with that conversation.
Apex Legends.
Apex Legends. So carry on.
So I don't care if he hears this. I'm never playing it with Cracker again. Which is something you said about Rainbow Six. I'm never playing Apex Legends with Cracker again. I play on my own, I have a good time, I get a load of kills. I play with you, I have a good time, I get a load of kills. Cracker joins, and we're instantly on the back foot.
Yeah, I forgot I'd played, I don't know what her name is, the Armory girl, second row, smoke grenades.
Smoke grenades, yes.
I can't remember her name. But when I went on to her from the robot, so Mike, this game is kind of set, not officially set, but in the world of Titanfall.
It feels and looks like Titanfall, but it's not Titanfall.
But it is in that universe.
All of the guns.
It is in that universe.
Are named after the guns in Titanfall.
You know, it's £3.75 by the way. Titanfall 2, the Ultimate Edition.
Good if you haven't. got it.
I haven't got it. I'm thinking
getting
it for the.
Get it. The campaign
is amazing.
The campaign was worth it. Now, so just going back to Titanfall, the first game I got on my Xbox was not Destiny. By the way, for everyone, it was Destiny.
Oh yeah, last
Kate
week
was
it was
describing.
Destiny,
Titanfall 1 was great.
Titanfall 1 was my first game on
just
my
ran out
Xbox,
of
but it
content.
was all it was multiplayer, and
Yeah.
I played that. Is it Respect when you get to Respawn? Respect.
No,
when you
Respawn's
get,
a company. Sorry, Respect.
when you get Respect when you get to level 50 or 60 and you go back down to
Prestige.
1.
It's like
Prestige, that's the
Prestige,
word.
isn't it?
So I got to I've Prestige 3 times.
We played a lot of time.
We played a lot of
I didn't
Titanfall.
have you guys back then, did I?
No.
Because I played a lot of... I was really good, man.
We played a lot of it. Like, I prestiged 3 times, and that was my first game that I had for probably about 3 months, and it was my only game.
But that's what happened, though. It was like a 3-month thing, solid, and then nothing else. Because
Something
the
new
gun...
came out, and that was it.
Yeah, but if they'd have brought a new pack... They brought some maps out, and they did give them out for free, but there was no guns. It was like... There was like 1 assault rifle, 1 sniper... What, you know what I mean? And there was like 6 weapons altogether. And I was like, where's the weaponry?
But then the one thing that was an issue with Titanfall 1 was it had this underlying story of the multiplayer games. Like, you could
Each
play...
multiplayer map
each
had a
multiplayer
bit of
had a
story.
story.
Yeah.
But there was no story. Then Titanfall 2 came out. I was like, oh, it's great. Campaign, great. And the campaign was fantastic.
It's one of the best I played that year.
What it was a short campaign that was to the point. And
Every level had its own thing that you would like, memorable thing that you would remember, particularly at the time travel level.
the time travel
Every level
was
has a theme or a mechanic that makes every level different.
But then the multiplayer, while a little bit more fancy, and you had different versions of Titans, and you could have a bit more customization, it was exactly the same that I'd played for probably 60, 70 plus hours on the first game.
But they didn't do anything different in the multiplayer.
They did one thing. They
just
put a wave mode in.
They just tightened it up. They put
And they made it
horde
more
mode.
Titan based.
They tightened up the gameplay. I mean, they polished the hell out of this multiplayer. It was really good, really smooth.
Loads of weapons.
Loads of weapons. Running around, traversing stuff. But
we played a lot of it.
Nobody played it.
We played a lot of
It's a
it.
shame, that is.
But there were it was in that element of time where there was so much stuff that was coming out.
Came out as well.
That's a big factor, isn't it, when you release content?
But like Apex Legends, I picked that up and I was like, immediately, it's like, okay, press B and slide down this hill. I was like, oh yeah, I'm playing Titanfall.
Yeah.
And I was not being cocky, but really okay. I thought I was okay at
You're
Titanfall.
really good at yeah.
But then my one thing that I was really good at Titanfall, which is not in the game, wall running.
Yeah,
I was so annoyed. I had the robot with the grappling hook. I was like, yeah, grappling hook on the wall. No, I'm not sticking.
Well, because it's not Titanfall.
It's not Titanfall.
However, one of the apparently one of the new characters is going to be the main protagonist from Titanfall 2, and
he's South African guy.
No, the guy you play as in Titanfall 2.
And
his ability will be the jump jets, so he'll be able to get around quickly.
They should have put the wall running in, because that would have put a big spin on the Battle Royale, wouldn't it?
It is. It's in there. But it's not like wall running at the side. You can just climb stuff really quickly.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the old school. But then again, you have to design levels around that.
Yeah, and
this isn't designed to have that. There are things where you think you can do wall running.
Yeah,
like,
once you've got it out your head that it's not Titanfall.
Yeah.
It's
once I got used to it when we were playing the other day, I think I got 3-4 kills.
Yeah.
We got to the third. Well, I was dead way before.
We got right to the end.
We got to the third team, and what's great is you'd like this. So you know in PUBG it has at the top and it has the count of how many people are alive, but you don't know how many are squads. So you'd be like, oh, I've shot that guy. Oh, he hasn't gone down. Crap, he's probably still got another 2 guys in his squad.
Well, that's what makes PUBG hard, though, because you have to sort of... That's what I say to you, when you kill someone, did he go straight down?
Yeah, this one. So, first of all, a difference from PUBG, immediately. It tells you how many people are left in the airship. So if there's 3 people left in the airship and you're in a team of 3...
It does visually, though.
It does visually. It doesn't tell you numbers.
Okay.
So you could see
you barely
5
have time
yellow
to
dots.
count the dots.
Yeah.
Well, all you know is it's 100, and then how much is full. Yeah.
Half the plane's full. But there's 3 people left in the airship. You know that's you. So you can literally leave it to the end, but then you're risking that you're going to get shot because...
No, you leave it to the end. You see, because I got that screenshot where everyone jumped out early, and you get those nice smoke trails. I was like, well, that's pretty. And then we jumped out the end, landed on the drop ship.
And we got
And we didn't realise that 2 other people had dropped on there with us.
Yeah, I know. I tried to finish somewhere. And then the second thing that you may actually like, because you know how sometimes you tell me to jump out the plane and I'm not paying attention? Mm-hmm. There's a jump master. So the jump master...
Yes, I love this part of the game.
...controls where you jump. Now, you can jump solo if you wanted to. If you wanted to go gung-ho... So if you were in a party with 2 people you didn't know, you could be like, okay, bye, and go. But the jump master takes you and controls your descent as well.
So they choose when to jump out, and then you're in formation. That person controls you all the way down, so you can all land in the same place. Mm-hmm. But you, as a other player, you can break off or jump out whenever you want.
So when you're going down, can you change that direction?
Yeah. You can't change it if you're not the jump master, but you can hold X and break off. So I found that if I was to break off just before we hit the ground, I could get down quicker.
So we'd all land in the roughly the same spot and not be too far apart, but not all land on the same building and loot the same building.
But you could say, shit, there's 25 people landing in the same spot as us and change direction.
Oh, and it's exactly like you just... It's exactly the same as all the other ones.
It's because you've got rockets as well, so you can actually probably travel a little bit more of a straight line.
Fortnite's very similar, isn't it?
My favourite part is no fucking parachute. That's what I hate about PUBG and Fortnite is you get so far, and then boom, you open a parachute, and then you just gotta wait. This one is just like, boom, here we go.
Yeah, but we don't have it open long enough though. We just get right down, and it's open for a second, and then boom. But yeah, I will give it a try because I'm into everything. I've got to try it.
I think you will. I think if you played with us, you'd like it.
So you will like the ping system. This is something that's
the ping system.
Everyone, all the kind of game developers are really going mental over this ping system because it's a bit of a revolution in the way that people who haven't got headsets can now communicate and actually progress as a team.
So is there no lag on the headsets?
No, I don't.
I thought you meant the ping system was that high.
Oh no, ping is in. So if you're in the game and you say, okay, let's go over there. You can look in the direction, hit the right trigger, and your character will put up a little
a waypoint.
So there's a waypoint system.
But then if you see an enemy, you can double tap it. It'll go boom. There's an enemy over there, and you'll mark the enemy.
Okay.
Or if you're looking at like a piece of loot that is like, I've got like a purple armor. Everything's color coded. I've got purple armor. There's blue. You can ping it, and your teammates will have it pop up on there saying, "This is armor."
That's cool.
So our issue is in PUBG. It's like John, I found a level 3 vest. Where? And you're like, it's on my marker, but your marker on PUBG covers probably about 2 buildings, unless you zoom straight in. But to zoom straight in the map, you've got to go into your map, zoom straight in. This one will show you the highlight of it, the floor it's on, and you're like, great, I know where to go.
It's exactly where to go. Yeah.
And I find that really good, and it's similar to Battlefield. So Battlefield tagging system.
Well, you used to mark enemies.
We used to be able to mark enemies. So, like, I may not even get a kill in the game, but I actually feel like I'm part of the team.
Yeah, you contribute.
Like, our way we play PUBG is normally Mike behind you, Mike to your left, and you'll kill them because I'm calling out the spots. I'm more like the watcher than the actual killer, which is why I hand over the sniper rifles and scopes to you, because I fully well know that I can't hit a barn door. Because I'm really... Well, I'm not bad. If you give me a shotgun at close range, I can kill the people.
You remember that time we played this game not long ago, and John took out like 3 or 4 people with the pump action shotgun like late in the game. You got killed ultimately, but it was quite good.
Yeah. So I had 5 bullets. I killed 4 people, and then other 2 people came, and I didn't have enough bullets or time to reload to kill them.
Or revive me.
Or revive him.
Picking up people, the revive system on this is also spot on. So if you go down, you pick someone up like normal. If you die, your teammate can walk over to the chest that they drop. Their crate.
So it's not actual permadeath until a minute after you're dead.
Yeah, so they've got a minute. So John died, basically, and me and Cracker were holed up in a building just waiting for a team. There was like 6 teams going past. We just waited for them to go past. But they got John. So once they gone past, I went and got his flag off his box. There's a flag on it of his like character profile with his name. I picked that up and then put it in my inventory. And then there's like different medical points around the map. They're quite spaced out, so they're not like everywhere. If you walk up to one and plug him in, it respawns him and drops him off the ship. So you can bring someone back if you can get to their box within 60 seconds and take them to a particular point.
You can come back. So essentially, you could be like a one-man team, and then all of a sudden you back to the duo. Well, you'd be a duo because you can only carry one at a time.
Does sound interesting.
It's not easy to do where the game goes on forever. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It reminded me of Anthem. A little bit at the start, like we played the demo together again.
So we all played Anthem. Yeah.
It reminds me of Borderlands. It's a lot like Borderlands cross. Like the style is Borderlands crossed with the gunplay of Titanfall.
You're gonna get Anthem?
How I feel about Anthem? Yeah, I'm still not sold with it.
People,
I don't think the demo is good enough to sell.
People told me that they played it on their own. I think probably Matt said it. Matt basically went on Anthem, enjoyed it.
It's a friend of yours, yeah? You're on about Cracker?
Yeah.
I know, Matt, but when you said that,
I'm on about Matt. I think it was Matt. Basically said he enjoyed it, but his issue was that he played with randoms, and he said he had no fun or anything.
No ping system.
Well, they were just doing what they wanted, and it was like they actually did the mission that we didn't do. They did the actual like cave one where I'm guessing it's waves and waves of enemies, which we didn't do. But we had a laugh because we were all there was a 3-man squad of us doing it together and flying around, and me and Mike trying to find waterfalls to try and keep us up in the air. Which I'm guessing that game is going to be absolutely. They just gave us a small section of that game.
Waterfalls.
Well,
there was, but you flew into it and then you hit a wall.
Yeah.
To me, it didn't do anything different that Destiny did, apart from that puzzle. We had to solve a puzzle.
Oh, there was puzzles like that in Destiny.
Oh, there we go. So it didn't do anything different for me than Destiny.
Yeah,
did. It felt exactly the same.
Oh, yeah, because there was ones we had to stay in the raid. You had to stand on the puzzles.
Oh, the raids. Yeah.
But I think, I don't know. I don't think it wowed me. I was just like, I loved the flying straight away. I was like, that's what caught me a bit. But then I was like, this is just the same old. But
I don't know. It might be in 2 months. It might be an Xbox Game Pass, or was it EA?
It's an EA
made
game.
It?
It's EA.
EA Access.
Yeah, it's BioWare, so it'll be EA Access eventually, and I'll wait for that.
So, yeah, I think that's as.
I've cancelled my EA Access, but I might get myself because it's only 20 quid for a year.
Mine,
20 quid for a year. I'll pay 20 quid for Anthem for a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you can do a lot with. Well, you won't pay it for a year,
and it'll have Battlefield 5 in there by then as well.
Yeah.
And Battlefront 2 is apparently good now, but I refused to even let them have my EA access time.
Yeah, Mike hates EA at the moment.
That's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
So I've been playing Resident Evil 2, and I've been playing Dark Souls 1 Remastered. And I played Resident Evil 2 came out on the Friday. I think it was Friday I don't actually know. Bear with me. I think it was on the Friday. I got it on the Wednesday. I got it off a friend who got a game early, basically.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I completed Leon's A campaign and Claire's B campaign by the Sunday.
What's the difference though?
So, I think this is how the first game was in 1997, because obviously it's a remake of Resident Evil 2 for the PlayStation 1. So basically you start the game with, there's two characters, Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield, and there's an explosion and you're separated by the explosion.
I remember that, yep.
And Leon goes in one direction and Claire goes in another direction. And depending on which campaign you pick, so I picked Leon. Canon-wise, you should really pick Claire first.
Right.
But what happens is that you go through the campaign as Leon, and you're unlocking things and you're doing things, but then certain doors and rooms you don't have access to, because that's what Claire will have access to.
Right, okay, yeah.
But it's not as smart as going... Because I think the original game was smarter, where... If you did something in that level, like took a weapon, for example, then Claire wouldn't be able to get that weapon.
Oh, right, okay.
They didn't kind of do that this time.
They just kept them separate experiences.
But you do see the after effects, some things that happen events-wise in Leon's campaign, you see them in Claire's. And you're approaching the same level, the same game, the same campaign from different directions. So there's a few access to a few different things. It fleshes out the cutscenes a bit more. So I've done... Leon A and Claire B, because when you finish Leon A, you unlock
Leon B,
and then I'll go and do Claire A and Leon B. I'm confusing myself now, but I'll do them on hardcore.
Right.
A unlocks B, B unlocks A.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
It's very. It's that's where the IGN confusion came in, where they got a lot of heat because
they only played like Leon A, didn't they?
Yeah. So Damon completed Leon and then played Claire. So he played Leon A. I think he played Claire, and he thought, well, this is the same game.
Oh,
and
because...
it is, but he didn't go all the way through and see the differences. He just, again, I think what they did, which is where it was bad, they got the game late. I don't know if it was an embargo, and they weren't able to get through the campaign in time to get the review out. Yeah. And he did apologise, and he did, but it just, they got a lot of heat for that.
You know what most people that don't have IGN status go through then when they want to do a review on a game. You have to get it day release and try and play it all before.
This is what a lot of developers are doing now, but I do like reviews. They do help, but that's another topic.
I saw that you can still play as a tofu.
Yeah,
in it.
I haven't unlocked that yet.
I didn't know that. I saw the video the other day of a tofu running down a hall and chunks being ripped out of it. I was like, what the what?
I don't think there's no tactical advantage. It's just a tofu with arm, and you just carry stuff. It's quite funny. I love it when the zombies eat you. They take chunks of your tofu.
Yeah,
it's really good. But it's frightening. It's.
You were on a party to me, and you made me jump because of you screaming during the Xbox party. Yeah. So I'm doing something random. It's like I wasn't playing Ark because I wasn't on Ark, but it's just game. You terrified me.
Yeah, and I think as well. I think for me, it was my most anticipated game so far this year, and I played it and I couldn't put it down, so I finished 2 campaigns in like 3 days.
Yeah,
and I'm going to go back and do the other 2, even though I know they're very similar. But there's little bits extra that I want to see.
Yeah,
there's some DLC coming as well. So there's a couple of speed runs. Like there's a SWAT guy called Hank, and he's a famous Resident Evil character. You have to play as him, and you have to get out of the sewers, then the mansion, then another part, all within a certain amount of time. Now I got to the mansion. And then Mr. X turned up. He's like the tyrant that chases you. He just got out of control, and I nearly shit myself. And then I got killed, and then... But yeah, it's great. I'd recommend it to anyone that's a fan. And I think this is what Capcom... If they're going to hopefully do Resident Evil 3, and then hopefully Resident Evil 8. I hope they carry on with the first person.
I'd like to see them do... I'd like to see them announce this year E3 Resident Evil 8.
Yeah. And be first person.
And be first, like a continuation of 7. So all the games going forward, or at least 7, 8, and 9 are third person, and 10 can be something new.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see 8 be third person, because I played Resident Evil 7 last night.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the mother?
It's great.
I'm on the mother. Screw that.
Yeah.
And then I'm on the, and then I'd like to see do Resident Evil 3, because I will get Resident Evil 3 if they remake it, because I played 3 and Code Veronica.
Code Veronica's another one, which I want them to do. That's a great game as well. That was my first Resident Evil, actually.
3.
Veronica,
yeah.
And then I went back and played 1.
Mine
and then
was
2.
5.
Yeah, 5's good, but
5's alright, yeah.
5 took the action from... So 4, which is Over the Shoulder, which is one of my favourite games of all time, 4. They did that with 5, but a bit too much Call of Duty-esque in it.
Well, at the end of 5, you punch a boulder.
Yeah,
you're in a volcano and you punch. What happened at the end of that game?
That's what I mean.
Mentalness.
And then I think I mentioned before, 6 came out, 3 campaigns, and they tried to appease every audience. The Call of Duty shooters. Yeah. The Leon's campaign was actually the first bit in the house or the mansion was quite scary. And then I played the second one and I was like, Chrissy's one. Chrissy's campaign in Resident Evil 6, and it was a little bit like, alright, actiony. And then I got to Wesker's son's campaign, and I took it back to Blockbuster. It was the first game I'd taken back in years, and I was like,
shows the age of it, though, because he went Blockbuster.
Yeah, I think Blockbuster had already shut down by the time Resident Evil 6 came out.
Yeah.
I just remember you getting scared when we were playing that Resident Evil game. You got scared by a key.
He picked up a key and he went, you picked up a key, because I didn't pick it up. I was just walking down the corridor, and all of a sudden, key! What?
It was co-op. It was co-op, and we basically played the entire of... It was 5.
5, yeah.
Resident Evil 5.
I like 5.
Chris and lady.
In
Shiva.
co-op.
Shiva, yeah.
Yeah,
Shiva.
And... I don't play the scary horror games, but I didn't think that too scary.
Resident Evil 5 is not even remotely horror.
Yeah, I found that just a standard...
Well, the first bit in the villages can be quite... Because it starts off really like you go in.
We did struggle with the big axe man.
Yeah, but before that, when you're sort of trying to figure out what's going on, and there's like these people, and the village goes really silent. Because I remember watching the demo, like, and watching the trailers, the gameplay trailers, like back in the day, like, because you played 4 and it was amazing, and then we were anticipating 5, and 5 looked beautiful as well. That's what.
Yeah, I think I had the demo on the PlayStation magazine.
Yeah. Was it? I had it on PlayStation as well. So yeah, that was Resident Evil 2. I'd recommend it. And then obviously
Your other game, which
Dark
you haven't put
Souls.
down.
Yeah, I can't put it down.
Well, it's like a permanent fixture. Like, it threw me off a little bit whenever I saw Mike was online and it didn't say Player Unknown Battleground, but in capitals. And now you're playing Dark Souls, which is all in capitals. Everything Mike plays is in capitals. It's just weird,
Yeah,
I am playing
it's great.
this.
It's great. I mean, I moved into the Dark Souls series in Dark Souls 3. I don't know if you played. Did you play it? No.
I've not played any of the Dark Souls.
So 3
I
was.
think they'd be a bit too slow paced for me.
Yeah, I mean, 3 was amazing, visually beautiful. Didn't have a clue what the story was. I watched some videos on YouTube and to try and grasp it. I'll never play 2 because they told me to. 2's got nothing to do with any of them. It's just a standalone thing, so I might not play it unless they remaster it. And I played 1. I thought I've got to play 1. Got to go back. It's been remastered. Game looks shit.
The remaster.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play the original, so I don't have that sort of. I've gone from 3 to a remastered 1, and I can see what they've done to it, but it's
the first time you've said that, because for someone that's been spending as much time as you have on it, to say it looks shit either gives the game play another level that you've obviously that invested in the gameplay to play a shit looking game.
It's a Dark Souls game. You don't know. I've died about 70 times today trying to beat this demon, and I did it. And to learn his pattern and the moves, and to get to the boss, when you die, you don't just start again. You have to make your way to that boss again.
Oh no, that's just not for me.
And then don't forget, if you die on a boss and you lose 100,000 souls, a lot of levels. That's like 3 levels when you get to level 7.
Yeah,
that's a lot of,
grey hairs.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've got 100,000 souls in the boss arena. But then the game mechanically ups the bar slightly. The enemies become more aggressive. You don't know that. So you go to get to that boss again, and the enemies that you were happily smashing apart, they become a little bit more aware, and they can absolutely destroy. Then you lose 100,000 souls, hours of work.
Wait, so you die, and the game makes it harder for you when you die.
I think the way I'm looking at it is there's a mechanic which ups the aggression of enemies by a couple of percent.
A revenge mechanic.
Kind of. I think it makes it a bit harder, ups the ante, because you want, and then when you get back, you pick up your souls, because if you die again, you lose those souls. So I went to this boss I was just doing, and I couldn't get to the place where I died, because that was the place it was very difficult to get to originally. I thought, I've just got to go for the part I need to go to kill him. So I went for this boss, no health, this much, health left.
I got rage. Rage.
It does,
too much rage.
But when you get it done, it's amazing. And then so I'm nearly done that. And obviously the Bloodborne, which is on PlayStation, is amazing. That's another Souls game you should all play. But yeah, that was what I've been playing.
Yeah, literally, it's been Apex Legends, and we haven't played Ark this week.
No, I played Apex Legends. I played Resident Evil 7 last night. I did Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, and I'm now about to start Final Fantasy 12.
I would say that I have watched How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World. If you've watched the first 2 films, then it is a nice end to the series. It does get a little bit emotional. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Very, very beautiful film, as they all have been. But yeah.
I've started watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on Netflix, which is the remake of...
Is that
the
anime?
original. Yeah. And I'm not usually an anime person, but every so often I watch one that's really good. I watched One Punch Man on Netflix, which is fucking hilarious. It's like
I haven't watched that yet.
It's like
tell me about this online.
It's like the anime, it's like anime's version of Rick and Morty. It's like that very, Rick and Morty has that really out there, really random sense of humor. It's got that, and then Full Metal Alchemist is really good. I'm enjoying it.
You like Castlevania as well, didn't you?
Castlevania was good, yeah.
Castlevania was outstanding, and I sent you the other day. Dracula's in Super Smash Bros. As a sub-boss. So he's not a playable character, nothing in it, but you have your arcade modes in your games. So there's the classic mode in Super Smash Bros. And it has A, B, C, D. And if you pick a particular player, you play people that kind of are aimed around that. So I played as one of the... What are their names? Simon or the other one. What's the last name?
Oh, Belmont.
The Belmonts. One of the Belmonts. So they were against things that look like monsters. So your Bowsers, your Mewtwo's, and all that. Yeah. And then you get to the one after the stupid coin collecting level, and there's Dracula.
This is on Super Smash, isn't it?
Yeah, and he was
A fully fleshed out character.
A fully fleshed out boss, kind of like the Hand.
Does he do his own moves?
He's hard. And then he evolves into something else, which I was like, I haven't played Castlevania. I have no idea
That's
what this
why-
is.
Spoilers, but on Castlevania, I know we asked you to watch it on this one episode, but
We only spoiled season 1.
oh, okay.
We
so
both watched season 2.
We both watched season 2, so it's very hard for us
Which
to
is a shame
talk.
because season 2 was much better. Season
So-
2 was way better, yeah.
if you haven't seen season 2, skip ahead. But I'm going to spoil something now, which obviously us three all know
Yeah.
about. I don't think. So you've been warned.
Yeah.
I don't think Dracula is going to die. Well, he's dead, but I don't think he's. He's too much of an important character in that series because they're going to do a 3.
Don't know. Dracula dies in the games
Yeah, I suppose.
because it carries on
the
with.
main, so it's following the story of the games. So the story of the game, so the Castlevania 1, season 1 and 2 are set just before the game Castlevania 3, The
Right.
Curse of Dracula.
Yep.
And no. They are the game Curse of Dracula, and then the one after that, Castlevania 4 or Castlevania 1. Either way, Castlevania 3, the game, is a prequel in which you play as Trevor and you pick up those 3 characters and you have a party and you go and you defeat Dracula. And then the one after that, you play as Alucard, who we saw having that castle at the end of season 2, and he kind of loses all his power, and he's like he's like one of the main characters in it. But then the villain is, at the end of season 2, the monk guy who is in the desert and he kills those 3 guys in the desert.
Yeah.
He's the next main villain of the.
Yeah.
He was the main villain in the next game anyway.
Well,
Dracula wasn't in it.
you have to remember at the end of season 2, again, spoilers, there are 3 people that kind of survive. So there's the human,
the woman.
there's the monk human guy who whipped himself, who got sent to the desert. Then there's the woman who's took
vampire.
the woman vampire who's took the necromancer essentially.
Yeah.
As a pet, so she can create an army. So there's 2 big bads.
Yeah.
Still in the world.
I just thought Dracula's the ultimate evil, isn't he? He's the
But he wanted to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, that's essentially what we should have done was talk about season
Season
1
two,
and 2,
yeah.
but we didn't anticipate us watching both seasons in the
That's
space
fine.
of 4
We
days.
can leave that for another time. But yeah, we're going to have to move on to the main topic, which is the film discussion.
Yep. Let's talk about that film, shall we?
Everyone was asked to watch Polar on Netflix. It's a neo-noir action film starring Mads Mikkelsen, Vanessa Hudgens, and Catherine Winnick. I love Catherine Winnick. She's great on Vikings.
Who is she?
She's the
Who?
Lagatha on.
No, who is she in the film?
Oh, she plays
The one on the phone.
Oh, Vivian.
Yeah.
Vivian,
A lot of people are angry that she didn't get more.
To do.
Yeah, there was nothing. I think this obviously set itself up for a sequel, so hopefully she's back and she kicks ass. But we don't know if she died.
Yeah.
She didn't die.
So yeah. So what are your thoughts on the film?
So first of all, this film starts off very random Johnny Knoxville appearance,
Yeah.
and I'm like, Johnny Knoxville? Wait, okay, and it starts off, and I'm like, okay, what's this? And then it tried to make me think, oh my god, it's going to go John Wick all of a sudden.
Right, so let me stop you there. So she's based off a graphic novel that came out before
Yeah.
John Wick.
But I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
No.
The film was very aware that it was going to be. The people were going to say it was like John Wick.
Yeah.
And the first maybe 45 minutes of the movie, they address it and they're like, we know you're going to think we're John Wick, and then obviously.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, they're going to do it.
times.
Oh yeah.
No, it immediately doesn't make me think of John Wick after that dream incident with the Rusty, where
I knew that was the first thing you'd fucking bring up.
Oh, it was. Oh,
Is this
who
why
was watching
you
it?
text me saying this?
No,
is
I was. The reason I texted you saying this is grim was later in the film where
It's very sensitive, isn't it?
Matt Lucas.
You know when he shot the dog, I thought the John Wick thing.
Yeah.
But it was a quick sort of like bang, the dog's dead to say this is not going to be a John
Well,
Wick story.
that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I said to Karen, "Oh, it's just going to be a John Wick." And then the next thing is like, "Boom!" I went, "No, it's not. No, definitely not."
Yeah.
And he
Okay.
wakes up and he goes, Rusty? He's like dead. Man.
Yeah. Oh, and
Buries him.
the thing that I was a little bit sad about that was the fact that he threw his book. I just got your new puppy, and he burned the book, and I was like, oh.
I love the idea of the character. He's like, he's about to hit retirement, and he lives alone in a cabin, and that girl's like, hey, do you want this dog? And he's like, I don't need a dog.
$50.
Yeah.
I don't need a dog.
He's like, I don't need a dog. But then the next thing you find out, he's bought the dog because he's probably in his head gone, oh wait, I'm not a hitman anymore. I'm retiring, so
Yeah.
maybe some company would be good. Oh wait, I shot it. Never mind. I'll
So
get
he
a
gets
fish instead. Yeah.
So he gets fish.
So the premise, I think everyone gathered pretty much straight away that there's an assassin sort of network system that has
an age limit,
workplace pension in place, just like we do in the real world.
Yeah.
And they pay into their pension. I love that how it's like I don't know if anyone from America has this, because or anyone else in the world, but we pay into a pension pot at work, and our bosses should essentially pay the same amount, and then you retire hopefully at the end with a terrible pension.
Well, his was definitely not a terrible pension.
I know, but like we would retire, and it's like there's like £50 a year. Oh, thanks for that. But anyway, but their pensions are worth like a couple of million each, isn't it?
Well, his was 8 million.
His was a really big one.
No, his payout on retirement, so he would get, as soon as he hit 50,
he'd get 8 million.
He would get 8 million,
but
then he would get a further 8 million over the rest of his life.
That's his 25%, isn't
it?
He's 25%.
So he was getting 16 million. His pension was 16 million, but he got 8 million as soon as he retired. But this film just sets up immediately, because he goes to the funeral of the Johnny Knoxville character.
The company's killing them all.
Yeah.
Like Kill Bill style, isn't it? There's a team that's going around killing them all.
She basically tells him what's going on in that restaurant scene, because she gives him the file, and he says, what happened to Mickey? That's what I'm going to say. Johnny Knoxville's character was Mickey. He was in it too little to care. And he gives you the file, and we think it's a revenge act, blah, 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 blah. But you can see he's clicked in his head. And obviously he was trying to settle into retirement, but then he picks up the habits that he said he wasn't doing to this woman. So he was going back into his mode saying, I'm going to probably have to fight. That's how because he started smoking and he started drinking again. As he said, I'd stop smoking, I've stopped drinking. But then as soon as he gets into this mode where he thinks that he's going to have to fight, he starts smoking and drinking, getting back into the Black Kaiser persona.
I think he just doesn't tell everyone.
But then it's like, we got this job for you. No. Okay, we've got this job for you. Some of the details. Goes and does the job. Texts her. Phones her. Yeah, send me the money. I'll go do the job.
Well, no, basically he says, I hope you've got nothing to do with this, because it seems as though they were expecting me, ready to kill me.
Yeah.
I hope you've got nothing to do with this. Puts the phone down, sends the picture, and then he wants his money.
Yeah. So they send the money, and then...
Oh, no, that's it. She sends the money, then he sends the picture.
Yeah. But
she's a lesbian, right? Because she's got, like, these strippers in front of her. She's got arse and tits in her face, and she's just looking at this phone like, shit, he's done it.
Basically, it's like, I'll do the job. Okay, send me the money, because he wanted $1 million up front.
50% up front.
And he goes, okay, money's transferred.
Go do the job.
Go do the job.
Done.
Phone's back. Job's done. Send you the photo. Send me my money. And she's like, what? Crap, because the whole plan was for these amateurs to kill him.
Why would they do that?
This is what she said, the Vivian character said. She was like, you paid amateurs to kill, essentially, the Black Kaiser.
Who's the John Wick?
So this is what the people who made this movie failed. They cast the wrong guy as the villain. So Matt Lucas was not good in this movie.
Yeah, when I saw him, I'm not I'm adding on to exactly what you're just saying. I love the whole blasé outfits and that some of the women were wearing, especially. But yeah, him. I think Christine, my mother-in-law, said because we know him as the guy from Little Britain.
Yeah.
It's hard for us to look past and take him as a serious.
Yeah,
he looked like one of his Little Britain characters.
Yeah. And I just so carry on, Harry. I just thought he just looked so fucking hard.
So the idea behind this character was that he was supposed to be a tight bastard. Like the reason that it's like, oh, we're not gonna like if you think about how much money they were paying out for these hits, it was like millions. But they were killing like 50 agents for the sake of saving 29 million. That's less than $1 million per agent.
Yeah.
He's so tight that he was cutting corners all the way through the movie. So if you noticed that his henchmen got increasingly worse at shoot. There's a hallway scene at the end where they're having that fight in the hallway. He's lying on the floor in the hallway and they still can't shoot him. And I was thinking, this is getting a bit silly. But if you think about it, he's hiring these really crap henchmen who just
don't know what to do.
And they abandon him in the end. He's like on the phone, bring me the girl. Piss off, you're on your own. They run off.
Yeah.
And like, because you can watch through the movie, he cuts corners all the way through.
And he's hiring.
So he hires those amateurs at the very beginning, yeah.
I thought the fighting was great, like because my my family I watched it with, they were like, "This is a bit slapstick," and it is kind of It's kind of Quentin Tarantino, the way it's sort of but I knew because I've seen the trailer and I've seen bits. I knew it was going to get serious, and I mean, serious? I mean, the action, the gunplay, the
changes.
Violence, it kind of surprises you, doesn't it?
When he meets Cindy and that broken down Mini, and basically the whole tone of the film changes because obviously him and Cindy get very close.
He knew exactly.
He knew exactly.
But he was like, "I'm going to have sex with you, and then I'm going to just use
I think
you."
I think it was for the aims of, if I bring her, it will draw the rest of them in.
Yeah.
And they're on my ground.
Yeah, yeah.
And he just wipes the floor with.
But
all of them.
the whole thing like
for like a week, ain't they? It seemed to go on forever. And I'm sitting there with my mother and father-in-law. Jesus Christ.
Well, it seems like because he says, "Wait, come on, you're going to give him a heart attack before I get to shoot him here."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Okay, do the thing," and she does the same thing that she was doing Johnny Knoxville, blah 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 blah.
He must know.
And then he basically lifts her up.
It's so cool.
And
how he
just
does
gets
it,
shot.
He shags her into the bullet, basically. Pushes her into.
And then I just found the whole scene with him standing over the sniper guy and basically just there, naked. In the middle of a snowstorm. Yeah. He's that hot, and he just goes, poof, and he picks up the guy, went, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" And then he knows what's going to happen. He knows one guy's got out, and he's talking to the girlfriend of Matt Lucas.
She's quite clever when she puts the flares out.
Yeah, she's very good, but he's like, "But don't be scared." He doesn't want to kill her. He wants a challenge. You can see this is him basically not wanting to just execute. And then the guy comes up and shoots it, and then he just jumps out the tree and shoots him. And it's like, yeah, okay.
It gives him a chance as well to
gives
talk.
him a chance. Give me the information. Nope. Okay. And then the whole thing, the flares go, and the air comes from behind the fridge, and it's just like this guy is a massive.
It's really good, isn't it?
Yeah. This is why it kind of shows he should have thrown more money at this guy straight away.
I love the whole black car, isn't it? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the way they got him in the end was like the new young. So this film did.
Just before we go on to this, you know when he killed that woman behind the fridge?
Yeah.
I love how he shot her through the fridge and then shot
her
her again as she was
on the way down.
Yeah, he basically got her out of the hiding place and then finished her off.
Yeah. But carry on.
So this film did something really clever with the way that it's supposed to be this young versus old. And so anything with the A team, they were called, the young guys, was all like the saturation was turned way up.
Yeah.
Like all the colours were mentally bright, and then when it was him, it was all desaturated down.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that, but it did feel a bit like the movie jumped back and forth a bit too much between two different movies, and it was a bit jarring. But I like how the way they managed to get him is like they send this young team after him. He wipes the floor with him, but they get him using the old guy,
who you think's an old friend, would have a lot of respect.
Yeah.
What does he put on his hand? Is it like paper or something?
He basically has something, and it must be a chemical that he's used. He must have been like one of the. You always get it. You get the assassins that kill with snipers, and then the ones who knows, and then the ones that do the toxic. So he's obviously a toxology guy.
He's put some paper on him, and he's started to foam and collapse.
Yeah, he's basically.
You ever seen 24?
24. No, I haven't seen it all. I need to watch it actually.
So like season 2, one of the ways they attempt to assassinate the president in season 2 is she shakes his hand and she's got this like film on her hand and it's just poisons him that way and it soaks him for the skin.
Is it good? 24.
Yes.
24 was great. Yes.
Is it on Prime?
No. I don't know where you get 24
I don't know where you get 24. You probably have to buy it on DVD.
24's amazing. It's just it's from a time where seasons weren't 15 to 16 episodes long. They were
24 hours.
Everyone's 24 episodes long. So they try to cram a lot they don't have enough to cram in and they drag some stuff out.
So they used to say, I remember on that, I know we're segueing slightly, but when does he eat and when does he go to the toilet if it's supposed to be real time? But anyway, so go back onto that thing. So the old guy takes the Black Kaiser out, and he's now captured and he's going to be tortured. And I thought they didn't hold back on that.
No, that's when I texted you. I went, "This is a bit grim, isn't it?"
Nothing surprises me though now. I mean, I'm nearly 30. I've seen everything in films. Some shit does, but I thought, I've seen torture in stuff before, like in films. And
it was just the little scissors at the start. I thought he cut his nipple off.
I thought he was nipping it.
I thought he cut his nipple off, but he didn't. He just basically snip all around the body, and then the next day, knife slicing him, and then the third day's literally stabbing him and breaks his
he's
knife.
only stabbing him short though. It's like a tool.
Yeah.
That because Lucy goes, "Wouldn't that puncture his organs?" And didn't he say something
It's
like,
a Stanley knife.
Yeah, and it didn't a bit of it break off in him.
That's how he got out. That's how he got out.
See, I thought it was the plate that was in the side of his body.
Wait.
That's probably why it's broke off.
Right, that's probably why it broke. Yeah.
Do you remember that scene though at the beginning where he has that full body checkup and then he's prostrate?
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Do you want some cake?" And then he was like a weird doctor as well. Like, so he manages to get out. And I love that hallway scene.
Well, that hallway scene was very reminiscent of Daredevil and Punisher.
I was watching that thinking. I was watching that just going, oh yeah. And then I noticed, I was like, how have they not shot him? And that was where it clicked for me. I was like, oh, because this guy keeps cutting corners financially, and these henchmen,
stormtroopers, hasn't it?
Yeah, and these henchmen are crap. Yeah.
Oh, Old Boy. That's a corridor scene before all of them, which happened a long time ago.
But I really enjoyed it. I saw the plot twist coming.
My wife did as well.
I saw the plot twist coming. I was a bit like when she was talking to him in the cabin about what this guy did to me and what he took from me. I was a bit like, okay, maybe I'm wrong.
See, no, I just thought she was just telling him
I just thought
she'd been raped.
Yeah, this is why I thought I was wrong, because he doesn't seem... The way that they built this character up in the film, he didn't seem to be the rapey kind. He was the murdery kind, but not the I'm going to shoot this person's friend and then ape her, basically. He didn't seem that kind of person, which then threw me off a little bit, but then...
So let's just, before we go to... Because there's a little bit more that happens just before that reveal. So obviously he gets his eye... He loses his eye. Which, I don't know if you guys have noticed as well, that he's very good friends with Hideo Kojima.
Yep.
And he's obviously been in Death Stranding with, obviously, Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
And he's very good friends with Hideo Kojima. Now, I don't know if a lot of you are aware, as we mentioned earlier, that the King Kong director, who's, again, very, very good friends with Hideo Kojima, he's apparently doing a Metal Gear movie.
Even though Konami...
Don't worry about that. They're going to do it, basically.
Okay.
And did you not see how he looked, Mads Mikkelson?
He looked like the old Snake.
He looked like Big Boss.
No, I was
Big
looking
Boss
at
has
it
got a patch, the trench coat, the grey. That's Big Boss, and the scar. And he lost the same eye, and I was like, even my wife, who she doesn't never played any of the games, but she knows how much I love the Metal Gear series and Hideo Kojima and that. I was like, this is a little... I don't know if it's Mads Mikkelsen saying, look what I can look like, near enough, or like they're just sort
of... audition.
Is that how the character looked in the comic book, though?
I don't know. I don't know, actually.
It might have been.
Yeah.
I think I was looking at him thinking, see, that's how The Witcher needs to look. That gruffness, that grey gruffness.
Yeah.
That's how the new Witcher
needs to look. They have come out and said, we said it last time, The Witcher is not going to be child-friendly.
Yeah, good. It shouldn't be.
Good.
It should be sex, death, monsters, demons.
Throwing babies in ovens.
Yeah, horrible. That's what it should be. And it's Netflix, so I don't think they're going to hold anything back.
No, this is one of the things that Netflix has. It doesn't really have to be held to a water.
There's something on there for everyone. You know what I mean? There's something on Netflix for everyone.
So obviously... he goes to this. Presumably, she's an old assassin friend or an ex-lover, I think.
She's an old assassin, but basically, you got
out of the blue. She came out a bit of the blue.
Yeah,
this was happened with the old guy as well. He came out of the blue. He was a retired assassin, so he obviously must have been under the guy's dad and got his pension. Because he was older, he's older than 50. He was in flipping Jaws.
His dad, remember his dad? He looked exactly like him. Did you see that?
Well, that's always a running thing in the Matt Lucas thing, because he did. You know who he looked like? He looked like when he did the Cadbury's Cream Egg advert.
Yeah.
He looked like the guy when he did the Cadbury's Cream Egg advert.
Horrible. When he was lighting, they were all creaming him up on that sort of like baby birthing chair. I was like, fuck. So then he goes and gets all these guns, and I did see it. They spoiled that in the trailer, you know.
Oh, the trailer. The fact that he's
got those gloves.
The poster for the movie's got an eye patch.
No, I'm on about the gloves where where the gloves control, and he opens his fingers, and he shoots everyone with those.
He only shoots her with one bullet as well.
Yeah.
So I thought he was not going to shoot her. So I thought, in regards to
Vivian,
that it was all going to be a plan So she will have done something and
Lucy
be like,
thinks that she's actually been.
she's actually been working for him because she liked him and she didn't. Obviously, she's eventually going to get to retirement age. She doesn't want to.
I reckon they were lovers at one point. Well, the old man had sex with her because he said, didn't he? Doesn't he say, "I effed her"?
Yeah, that's what he says. Basically, it seems like they all used to do each other because that's what that woman says. I thought you were going to come back for me. So she was an assassin in the industry and she helped him out. So she wasn't on the payroll to kill him. But yeah, it all came down to him storming the mansion, the guards running out the mansion because, you know what? Screw this! He's obviously just gone and killed 40 of you guys. Let's run away. And then Matt Lucas's head comes through the window.
Yeah, everyone was saying, well, my wife was saying that she thought he got off easy.
Yeah.
It just sort of like all that.
How much time in a movie did we have to devote to another torture scene?
Yeah, that's a good point. But I liked how that was done. Do you think there'll be a sequel?
No, it's not done well. This movie's had like across the board like 5 out of 10s.
Oh really?
Yeah. So like you look at reviews for this, people didn't enjoy this.
The thing is, I've spoken to people like my mum and dad watched it last night as well because you were watching it round your in-laws, and my mum and dad were watching it as well, and we watched it last night. So the 3 people all watching that film last night, and I didn't see it was a bad movie. No. I enjoyed it.
That's it. That's why I say 5 or 6 out of 10. It wasn't a bad movie at all. But
look at all the bad movies that do get sequels.
Yeah, the ones that you love.
But then
Transformers.
So let's come back onto what you said about the. So what happens is that you eventually find out that young girl.
But he kept flashing back to that limo scene. So
he was the guy, but he's quite emotional. I thought it was quite like the whole. And he was like, "It's all right, you can kill me. I deserve to die." Even though
I'm okay dying this way.
Yeah. And he seemed like it's really weird to say. He seemed like an anti-hero because you like him. He sends money to her, and he's kind of a nice guy, but he's
I do have this problem with these films where they try and humanise a mass murderer because essentially he's been an assassin. Let's say he's been an assassin since he was 20. That's 30 years of him killing people. And the way in the school where he's talking to the kid.
What was that all about?
So she got him. The girl got him to go and talk to another school because he said, "I've travelled the world," and they were like, "Oh, they were asking him questions about like, you know, what do they do in this country?" And then he would describe what they did, but through the guise of he'd been there and murdered people. So he was translating
that knife and he's like
absolutely
pretending to slice that kid apart. I was like, Jesus Christ! Have you seen a decaying body 3 weeks in the sun? Pass these around.
That's my issue. They try and humanise these people that make you care. They did a really good job. I did care about this guy.
I mean, it's only for 2 hours, not the entirety of your life.
But I would have been fine if she had have pulled the trigger.
Oh yeah, if the movie then ended there, that'd have been great. That'd been really good. Actually.
But then they've set a sequel.
I think there's going to be a sequel.
Yeah,
but it's the same with a lot of things, though, mate. It's the same with John Wick. How many people's he killed? It's just we don't know why they got into that.
Yeah, but they don't try and make him out to be a good person. They humanise him with a puppy. His reaction to his puppy being killed is, "I'm going to go kill the mother."
Yeah, they tried to make John Wick look like he was someone who he'd been that person, and then when we meet him, he's like on the road of trying to find personal redemption.
It's the Dracula in Castlevania.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is that's what anti-heroes are, and that's why they're so. Look at Deadpool. Look, that's why they're so interesting characters. We may not be able to relate to them because obviously we don't go through those experiences, but something happened to these characters, like John Wick and obviously the guy from Polar, that set them on that path, and we don't know. They could have had their entire families massacred, and they'd have had no choice but to back into a corner.
Put on a dark suit and go and kill crime.
Yeah, look, exactly. Like you like Batman. Batman
is essentially, Batman is essentially the same.
Exactly, but obviously they're just a bit more. Well, look,
he doesn't kill.
Well, he does when he becomes Old Man Batman, doesn't he? In that sort of graphic novel iteration, he does kill people.
Oh, this is a discussion for a different day.
But what I'm saying is that that you can't. I don't look at these characters and go, "Oh, it's my moral compass is twitching a bit here."
It's just one of my issues with these type of films. I still enjoy these films. I'm going to go see Parabellum.
Yep.
Parabellum in the cinema with Headshot Master John Wick because
Major films, yeah.
The trailers sold me alone, but I really enjoyed this. I do hope there's a sequel, but I would have been happy if that film had have ended with the girl of the family in the limo finally revealing herself, and she basically told him how she wanted to kill him earlier in the film. Talked to him, make him feel, but she didn't have the killer instinct. And that was shown when he was just trying to get her to shoot some cans. She couldn't do it.
But it's going to be... I don't know, was that a guy's?
She'll probably be... No, she'll probably come into a badass.
Hang on a minute. She was stood next to the man who killed her family, and she was holding a loaded gun.
Yeah, and she still couldn't do it. This is the thing.
I don't know.
She was probably pointing the gun at the things, thinking, I could just turn this gun now and pop him. I could just do it now. And the emotion probably got to her, and she just didn't do anything.
That's the thing. She overthought it, and that's probably what happened in the room. But then she's thinking, a clarity of the moment seems to come through to her, where she thinks, well, this guy's just a hammer. No, this guy's just a nail. I need the hammer because he's the.
Again, that's a good analogy of an anti-hero.
Do you mean he's the tool behind?
Yeah,
he's the tool for the person who wanted to kill him.
Yeah,
he was the gun.
He was the gun. Mm-hmm. So she wanted to find out who pointed the gun.
Yeah, exactly. And
which I would have.
But he's going to help her do that now, and that's what I think there might be a sequel. I know you said I'm happy with that, but by the way, I think it's told a story.
Oh yeah, no, it's one of those films where I'm not like I didn't love it that much. I'm like, oh, there's going to be no sequel.
Yeah,
but I didn't hate it where I wouldn't watch.
See, I think
on Netflix.
I think they've just done that to see. Let's see how the film does. If it does well, we'll just bat another.
I think it's doing okay. I don't think the thing is you have these reviews where people review stuff, like IGN review stuff, and what is it? IGN review, like they get Godzilla a 9, and then it's like
let's not go down that road because that's another topic. Again, there's loads of topics we can talk about, but let's move on because we've got to sort of bring it to a close. We just got guess the character.
Have you done one?
I've done one, yeah.
Yeah. So, oh god, it's me versus Harry.
That's fine. My head won't be.
You can't see the screen, can you?
No. No, even with my glasses on, I couldn't see the screen.
I will say, as I've just come back to hosting the podcast, what are the scores?
I'm on 2-1.
2-1 to John.
Kate beat me with Donald Duck last week.
Kate's got 1, hasn't she?
Well, it's the rest of the world.
Yeah, because we didn't know what the guests would be like. It was just John versus.
It's like IGN though.
It's not really
I think they had Phil Spencer on. He's got 1 point last year. It's the same thing. So so it's 2-1 to John.
Thanks for the lead, Cracker. I did say it was going to go straight away.
You didn't even attempt to guess.
By the way, because I haven't been here, obviously, I had things going on in January. I've got your present at home, your prize for winning.
Oh shit! I forgot that I won.
And I'll give it you when I next see you because I've got to do something to it.
Oh right, okay.
Nothing sexual. But I'll give it you, but we'll post on Instagram. So
we'll do it on the podcast.
It'll be on the pod. Yeah, but the picture of it will be on
Instagram
and Facebook and whatnot. Okay. So you ready? 6 clues.
As ready as 6. Oh, I was only doing 5.
I did 6. I just thought,
I think he started at 5, but we weren't getting.
We weren't getting
it. You might get this one. So okay. So the first clue is kill count. Dog.
John Wick.
Oh, I nearly said John Wick at kill count.
I nearly said John Wick at kill count, but I wanted to wait for the next one.
For the next clue, yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Well done. Harry, you got some catching up to do. Not I suppose you have.
I only had 1 attempt.
No, it doesn't matter though because we've got a whole year.
I was going to say.
You know what I mean? But it's interesting. So the next clue was revenge. Yeah. Then it was long hair, and then it was assassin, and then it was gun fu, which is essentially what.
Kind of he does, yeah.
What he does.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I know it was kind of you got that one pretty quick then. I don't know if
I got it after the first clue.
I got it after the first clue.
I always wait for the second clue before I commit.
Well, there is 2 guesses.
Oh, I know.
That you both can have.
I know.
But
I didn't want to go. Do I get 2 guesses? Because I just wanted to go.
Yeah, you do.
Because I know what would have happened. I would have gone. Do I get 2 guesses? And I would have gone. John Wick.
I was literally open. I was saying.
Yeah. See, this is where maybe we'll just have 1 guess because then it does put that.
Yeah.
Risk emphasis on it all. So So that's all we have time for. Anything else you want to add?
What's going on next week?
So next week,
we haven't thought of a topic at the moment, but I would.
For being prepared.
I want to suggest instead of. I will suggest a film.
So John, it's your film this week. What's your film suggestion?
So,
I should have done this after the film discussion, but yeah.
My film I can't remember the title because it's quite like it's on Netflix. That's a good start. But it's the Ballad of Buster.
That is a fucking great movie. I'll absolutely watch that again.
Yeah, it's the Ballad of Buster. I did want to suggest it when we were all playing Red Dead.
Yeah.
Have a cowboy themed episode. So it's the Ballad of Buster.
Scruggs.
Buster Scruggs. Yeah.
Did you say Buster Rhymes?
Buster Rhyme.
So I've actually watched this.
Okay.
Me too. Yeah.
And my father told me to watch this movie because he's very Western.
I haven't
old
watched it.
school.
Yeah.
I haven't watched
I haven't watched it.
Brilliant.
So I've seen it, seen the trailer. I'm thinking I want to watch that, but I want to watch it so it's fresh in my head.
So last night at the in-laws, after we watched Polar, I actually got them to watch because it's a 6 short film.
Yeah.
It's basically a book that someone finds in their house or something, and they go through this book, and it's beautiful, like annotated book, and then it's 6 stories. This apparently is what my dad had when he was a kid. There's like books that you had little stories and stuff. And I got them to watch the first story, and they loved it.
Oh, only the first one.
Only the first one.
Right.
I said, it does. There is some. You'll have some surprises. But yeah, very good choice, John. I should have said this after the film discussion. But it's a very good.
Yeah, you've picked a good one there.
It's a good film.
It's
on Netflix.
It's been on my list to pick because I haven't watched it. Like I could have probably watched it and been like, oh, I should have picked that. But just from the trailer, it looks good, and I've seen some of the reviews, and it's been getting outstanding reviews. Just hope it doesn't disappear off Netflix next week.
It's the Coen brothers. I don't know if anyone's...
The first, I think the first 2 stories I think the first one and the third one are my favourite. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs and the one about the gold miner are...
The Prospector.
The Prospector are super.
Yeah, the Prospector is very, very good.
Yep.
But yeah, so yeah, watch that. Come back next week and we'll have a discussion about what went on. And yeah, it'll be Harry's film suggestion after that. But yeah, the topic, we will probably start to put the topic in so we can all anticipate what's going on. Even
it'll be on social media, the topics.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's all we have time for today. Remember, you can find us on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Please be sure to like and subscribe. See us next time on Overthinking.
At Overthinking Media.
Dum.